Friends, you know what is reality, you know what is truth. Still you are sparkling with, playing with life every second. That shows that difference between you and other souls who are born to take birth again. The person who takes birth again, if he knows that he is going to take birth again, he becomes an avatar. One who immediately gets released and he enjoys what we call the bhukta, the bhoga of all his dues in this life, then he doesn't come back again. One who is released now and one who enjoys his karma phala in this very life, he doesn't come back again. So that is the difference between avatar and Jivan Mukta. Avatara is a highest consciousness descending with a form, whereas the same freedom is given to all the people, all the jivas in the Nara Deha, in the human body. They are called the Jivan Muktas. And those who have surrendered and respected and live for the values held high by their gurus or their Ishtadevas or their concentrated deities, who surrender to those things, they get Videha Mukti. They don't come back again, once again. In all this, mind is very important. Even avatar, if he suspects whether he is an avatar, he has to undergo what others undergo. That kshana of his lower mind is enough to bring him to be acting as normal. He may not act, he may not suffer, but he may have to act as a normal human being. The Jivan Mukta should never think that he is incomplete. If he thinks that something else is there than him, then he has to also undergo. In this surrender, for Jiva, surrender is very easy. Kalo Sangeeta Keshavam, all these things are told. And they surrender, and till last they think that their deities, their godheads run their life. Such people live and pass away, they don't come back to earth. But for a fraction of a second, if their mind thinks, just because a thorn bites, a thorn enters into their foot, suddenly if they think, oh God, if you are there, why this happens? Then they are also mentally deoriented. So, at least in this part of the world, the Bharat, the karma plays very important. This karma is to reduce the burden of your birth. Once you come with a body full of karmas, mind full of thoughts about karmas, intellect full of how to manage your life, these three make you to dump all this in the dustbin and go away freely, not to come back. But what happens is, instead of throwing away into the dustbin, each karma begets 1,000-fold karmas. Why? Because suppose you are destined to get a coffee, suppose, that is the karma phala. If you take the coffee, that's over, that part of karma is over. But what happens is, you create a thought that I should get a coffee. So that is the first step of degeneration. Then you get all those things, ingredients. Then you make coffee. Then you drink it. So here, instead of just undergoing one and leaving it, you make it into three: the doer, the done, and the consumer. So instead of one karma automatically happening and vanishing, we create three karmas which once again create, the caffeine remains in the body, once again it asks you to drink again. Like that we are caught in the cobweb of karma. So a son is got, son should, for getting a son, you think that you are going to procreate and you pray and you get it. That is one part. It's sheerly the grace of cosmos. It's nothing, not even you can sow the seed, the grass will come as it wants. It may come, it may not come. It is depending upon cosmic pleasure. So once you beget a child, then you grow it, then you take all the efforts and you put all your thoughts on the child till it grows. So this dependence should be substituted by independent dependence. You are placing your dependence on the child. For what we don't know. Maybe he will protect you in your old age, whatever be it. But it should have been like this, independent dependence. You should not have depended, you should have been independent in depending. You should retain your independence while depending on your child. Then anything happens to the child or your belief will not hurt you. So every day if he creates or does what he wants, you will not be hurt. Because it feels independent and it depends on you. So this independence can alone understand the independence of this cosmos. Cosmos runs independently. Your own grandfather, father, when they move away from this world, you will feel this independent nature of cosmos. At least then we should know that we are born not to do something, but to do something which throws all our karmas in dustbin. 100 million times Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, this shloka is sung ever in each home. But what is Kurukshetra? This microfield of action, microcosm of the field of action called your body, the macrocosm of the field of action called this universe, this world. Microcosm is smallest, that is your body in the whole world. Field of action. And the field of Kurukshetra, field of action, is cosmic body called this world. Macrocosm. When these two interact, the karma takes place. These two interact because of the sankalpa which makes your mind work. Your mind works through your sankalpa. Once this mind acts in the world outside, when that is finished, it becomes one karma. If it has followed dharma, then what I told is the independence in action you would have enjoyed. Then your karma becomes Brahma karma. Karma for realization, karma for release, karma for freedom. So unless Dharmakshetra is understood, where your conscience is clear, where your mind is clear, where your mind and body does not hold on your ego, such independence if you enjoy, then this becomes really a Brahmakshetra for realization. So an action from microcosm into a macrocosmic body is action. And man feels that his individual effort can change this world or run this world. But just imagine this macrocosmic body of cosmos called God. That man will laugh at you. You idiot, you have grown so much, you don't have any intellect. I supply you the air to inhale and exhale. Through that you develop your mind and you do something and you say that you have done something. You are an individualistic, egoistic idiot. All these things are supplied by me first. First action, even the upakarana for the first action is initiated by cosmic body into our body. The breath is supplied. The inhalation of the air takes place because of the existence of air in the cosmic body of God. How audacious, how arrogant. How arrogant is man's mind, arrogant. He goes on claiming my pen, my book, my house, my mother, my this, my... Oh no, how many mice? There was no demand, but the supply is taking place. Man understands only violence, fear, doubt. But it's a great assurance from Kendra that never God will allow an individualistic ego to overpower the cosmic power. But God's joke is, He plays a joke on man. He allows the ego to grow. So that man will think that I am doing everything. It's a great joke played on man. So if you understand God's play, then you know who is Leeladhara, who is Patradhari. If you go on thinking like this, how will I work, what will I do, don't confuse these two. This is just, you are in an office, do it. If you are not feeling well in the office, go on thinking something else, instead of wasting time in internets and other things. So when this question is asked by all the people I tell, oh, what are you doing? If we are going on thinking about vichara, yoga, this, that, who will feed us, should we not go to office? This common question. Then I will tell that aharana koduvoro God. This God only gives you food. But we can't sit like this. We have to go to work, we have to do this, we have to do that, to earn that ahara also. The people will tell. Then I will tell, okay, we will catch that point. Ahara. What are you doing? The husband says that I am an architect, my wife is drawing me, what you call that, plans and all, which I execute. I do that architecture. This is a real life incident. She manages the finances, she manages so many things in the office. I go out and execute. So you two are doing this for what? For something, for our expenses. Then I asked, what did you do first in the morning? There was soft water in my bathroom, it created surf on my this. So many complaints you gave, and a little breakfast I took, and I rushed. There was traffic jam and I had to go this, that. And what will you do in the evening? I'll go and get some dinner and eat and go to sleep. Then I told, what did you do for getting the breakfast, for getting the night dinner? What will you do? No, I just had a Madolina and a coffee, some cake and coffee in the morning. Evening, we can phone to Pizza Hut or somewhere and they will get us the food. So, this is a contradictory point. He doesn't do anything to prepare food or prepare breakfast, whereas he does something else which converts itself into this ahara and many other expenses. So this is the Dharma Kshetra. This is what I meant. Just like some shop supplies you the groceries, other shops supplies you the milk, some others supplies you the ready-made food. Everything is ready. You need not work to create a milk dairy farm to get milk. You need not work in your farm to get paddy. So if you understand this, everything is ready and ahara is also ready. We think that we work and in exchange of our money these things are got. This is the same philosophy you apply to karma. You need not work, go and join the ration queue, go and pay the electric bill. All these are not karmas, really. So the karma, what we do with ego, all the time we are doing it. So follow the Dharma Kshetra, not in your intelligence. Intelligence allows you to think what is good, what is bad. In the field of action, I always feel that what you think is good for you is not good for others. You want money, that means that much money is reduced from some others. You want food, that much food is reduced from outside world. So the Dharma way of thinking allows you to be independent and allows the buffer stock of the cosmos on the ever increasing levels. It keeps. And Dharma Kshetra is your conscience. Conscience in silence. That's Atman. Conscience in awareness, that is extension of Atma. Consciousness in conscience, that is the power of cosmos. Awareness is love. Power of cosmos allows love to flow as sankalpa, and sankalpa activates the mind. There is kalyana for you, manava kalyana. There is kalyana for the loka. Till such a time it's just blah 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 blah. Let 100 more spiritual books come, it will not be of any use. The shocks in this world you receive just to test you. But it's not even a test. It's not done by God. It's a self-study. Whatever you depend on, if it gives you a shock, you just blur, you just get suffocated, you just feel like killing yourself. These shocks come because we have depended too much on many things. So depend on anything, but be independent of it. You understand this? How to be independent? Don't ask me. You are independent. Just like I told you, even if you think that only if I inhale, the thoughts come to me, you are already released. The silence does not allow you to have a conscious reminder called ego in the system. So once you are silent, that means that you have got rid of this. You no more exist individually. Then, as I told long back, the conscience, then conscience in awareness, conscience in consciousness, resulting as sankalpa, mind, body and the outside world. There you work as play. So that is the greatness of Indian saints. Maybe they may be a small Dalit like Nandana, or greatest saints like Shankara and all. They have all exhibited this supremacy over nature, not over nature, over anything, over individuals, over individuality. Or any Dalit also, many people. Dalit means we are comparing castes also, no? Brahmins, Dalit. Actually there is no caste, but still, in Bhava at least there is no caste. So such powers have come on this earth, are remaining in this earth to show that man is a transcendental being who gives the brain of an ant to an ant. In that smallest of the mouth it holds a macrocosmic rice. It's a wonder. Who gives the brain of a squirrel for a squirrel? Who knows how a bird knows that it can fly? A dog, a simha, once they are born, they act as per their dharmas and they clearly become eligible for evolution. Whereas man, he has all these animals, birds, brain, not human brain. Sharing for namesake, it's okay. Sharing where he gets name, sharing where it is necessary, sharing where it is compulsory, that all he shares. He even doesn't know how to share. So the hoarding is the only papa he does. Not only money, the secrets, the vyavahara, the transactions, even his bad ideas, everything he goes on hoarding. He never wants to leave this hoarding. There is a mother, at least in the consciousness of the cosmos, at least to that, why don't you offer all this? 1 second. You will feel so much free. All other methods are false. You can go on telling that I committed this sin, I committed this sin, but you are appreciating that there is a sin. existence of a sin. So never it will leave you, the idea of sinning. My simple word is just throw it into that mother's lap. I told dustbin, maybe that is the ozone which sucks all your hoardings. From there you have come. Why she can't absorb all yours, all that is yours. Live freely. That is not worth, otherwise life is not worth. Love. Share really. Let there be your pen. Let it no more be your pen. Some other thing. Let it go. You will get a better pen. Why do you hold it as your pen? Once this thought comes, don't come into the patra, whether the character which receives, whether he is a good character, bad character, whether he is a thief, this, that. Don't analyze, then you will never give. You shift a paradigm shift in even sharing. You shift to a paradigm shift even in sharing. Don't enter into so many individualities. It's absurd. No violence on this earth can exist before a pure soul. Because people are impure, they fear. That impurity will never go, because it is the Jiva Bhaya. Jiva Bhaya is one, and Jijivisha is another. He is always afraid of his life, so it's called Jiva Bhaya. And all this time he has got the tendency to live, that's called Jijivisha. He has to excel, he has to live, I have to. So this is animalistic. I told you how an ant moves, how squirrel moves, how a bird flies. This is the application of Jiva Bhaya with Jijivisha. So man also does respond to life in these two fashions. These two will go in independence. So think, the only karma you do is inhaling and exhaling, nothing else. The only money you receive is in dollars or rupees. There is only one. This medium of exchange is used for getting many varieties of things. Similarly, your inhalation, exhalation, the breath is the only currency in you, and that you get so many karmas, phalas, blessings. All these are varieties. So believe in blessings. Blessings is not superstition. A pure soul, if it or he or she blesses, even it can be your dog. If it blesses, there is power in that blessing. So show respect, surrender, live with love. Mangalam dishatu me vinayako, Mangalam dishatu me Maheshwari,
Mangalam dishatu me Maheshwari,
Mangalam dishatu me Saraswati,
Mangalam dishatu me Saraswati,
Mangalam dishatu me Sadashiva,
Mangalam dishatu me Sadashiva,
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu,
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu,
Mangalam Garuda Dvaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksho,
Mangalam Pundarikaksho,
Mangalayatano Hari,
Mangalayatano Hari,
Netranam Tritayam Shivam Pashupatehe,
Netranam Tritayam Pashupatehe,
योगत्रयं पावनं
योगत्रयं पावनं
यत्तद् विष्णुपदत्रयं त्रिभुवनं
यत्तद्विष्णुपदत्रयं त्रिभुवनं
शक्तित्रयं संविदः
शक्तित्रयं संविदः
प्रस्थानत्रयं पराक्षरमयं
प्रस्थानत्रयं पराक्षरमयं
मात्रात्रयं श्रीगुरोः
मात्रात्रयं श्रीगुरोः
औगानां त्रितयं परं प्रतिदिनम्
औगानां त्रितयं परं प्रतिदिनं
कुर्वन्तु नो मङ्गलम्
कुर्वन्तु नो मङ्गलम्
कुर्वन्तु नो मङ्गलम्
कुर्वन्तु नो मङ्गलम्
सद्गुरुचरणं चिद्गुरुचरणं
गुरुचरणं चिद्गुरुचरणं
संवित् गुरुचरणं कुरु शरणं
गुरुचरणं कुरु शरणं
शरणं शरणं स्वीकुरु शरणं
शरणं शरणं श्रीगुरु शरणं
शरणं शरणं श्रीगुरुचरणं
शरणं शरणं श्रीगुरुचरणं
समस्ततमहरणं गुरुचरणं
समस्तपहरणं गुरुचरणं
समाधिसुखकरणं गुरुचरणं
समाधिसुखकरणं गुरुचरणं
स्वानन्दवितरणं गुरुचरणं
स्वानन्दवितरणं गुरुचरणं
स्वात्माविष्करणं गुरुचरणं
स्वात्माविष्करणं गुरुचरणं
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते
ॐ शान्ति
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 शान्तिः
शान्तिः
लोकाः समस्ताः
लोकाः समस्ताः
सुखिनो भवन्तु
सुखिनो भवन्तु
सर्वत्र
सर्वत्र
सन्मङ्गलानि सन्तु
सन्मङ्गलानि सन्तु
श्रेयो भूयात्
श्रेयो भूयात्
सकलजनानाम्
सकलजनानाम्
ॐ थैंक यू माय फ्रेंड्स